Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Mason here. I just want to say before we get started, I have lost over 150 pounds naturally. I've never taken any type of drugs. I haven't done anything that would claim me to be unnatural in any way, shape, or form. Everything I've done is just because of the work that I put in. Okay, so just starting off, a little bit about myself. I am a father. I work full time. I've got a few businesses that I work on the side. Growing up, I was always the chubby kid, the class clown. You know, when I was young, I think I reflected that personality because of what I was going through. My parents did end up going to prison. There is a lot to talk about in my past. I grew up in the foster system. I've experimented and have really bad habits and things that you think that would include with experimenting in bad habits. I don't want to talk about it right now. We could get into that way down the road, but all that negativity that I grew up in kind of helped me where I am today. It gave me the experience to know what not to do. And when you're in those type of environments, that's just kind of what you do. You don't know any better. But there is a thought of what's outside of this? What if I don't like this? I'm getting tired of this. I don't want to get high anymore. I don't want to be under the influence. I don't want to be doing stupid stuff, bad stuff. What's on the other side of that? So there is a little something there. We all do dream of like Lambos, and, like big houses, money, all that great stuff. I got to the point where I wanted more outside of the lifestyle that I was living in. And thankfully, my parents, like I said before, went to prison. I got put in the foster system. I had a really good role model, and I was around a lot of supportive people, and it kind of shed light on what's possible. What can I do outside of that life? And I was still growing up, a teenager, so I got to do a lot of fun stuff. I got to experience a lot of cool stuff, things that I wouldn't have been able to if I was not taken out of my home and put into a new home. And there's a lot of feelings there, good, bad, but it did enable me to try new things. I got, at first I got rejected at the sports I wanted to play. I wanted to play basketball, I got rejected. I went out for wrestling my freshman year, got rejected. But something was in the air. Somebody noticed I was a big body and said, hey, come try football. Well, in football, I got in shape. And then I went to wrestling because the wrestlers needed a big body. And then after that, somebody's like, hey, we need someone to throw shot put. And so I did athletics in high school. Well, I lost about 190 pounds in my high school career. That's where the majority of the weight came off, was my high school career. Well, outside of that, I fluctuated from like 260 all the way up to like 280. I fluctuated there because of bad habits, picked up drinking, a lot of negativity. I had a business fall through. I'd never experienced that before. I sold my car, I sold my PlayStation. I had no more business. I had no more transportation. I sold everything I had to float that, and it didn't work out. So, you pick up bad habits when you feel some type of way. But I woke up one day. It was May 15th, 2019. I just woke up out of a snap. I had the business fall through. I had girl troubles. I was not living right. And I just woke up one day, and it was like God just smacked me upside the head. And I was in such a bad rut. I had terrible hygiene. My room was disgusting. When you're in that type of headspace, it is disgusting. It's just dark and it stinks, literally. And like I said, it felt like something just smacked me and woke me up. I can't explain it. I cannot explain what it was, but the greatness that I had in my head that I had put in the back shelf somehow made its way forward. Boom, woke me up. May 15th, 2019 changed my life forever. I just woke up and said, I'm not going to be like this. This is not who I'm going to be. I cannot continue what I'm doing here because in 10, 15, 20 years, however long I wake up out of this snap, that's going to be it. That's the end of it. I already knew that if I continue this path, I'm not going to like it. I'm already in a bad headspace. Like like I'm ready to go, clocking out type beat. But I didn't. I woke up, and that day forward, every single day, like that day, I went out and went for a run. I'm pretty sure I went to the gym. I can't remember what it was. Signed up for Planet Fitness. Signed me up. I just made action. I just did it. I didn't even plan it out. I didn't know anything about meal planning. I didn't know about, I did athletics in high school, so I knew how to lift weights. Not proper form, but I still went and did it, and I learned and learned and learned and learned and learned. And eventually I got in incredible shape. I did great. I lost, to get all together, 150 pounds. And I credit that to just trying to eat right, lifting heavy. I gained weight. I put on a bunch of muscle, newbie gains like crazy. I was jacked to the gills. I was like 280, just jacked. And then I cut and lost a lot of body fat. I started training jujitsu. I wrestled in high school. I saw that there was jujitsu. I went and bought a day pass at a local gym to watch jujitsu because I was so nervous and anxious. Just because I'm just starting to lift weights and get in shape, and I want to do jiu-jitsu, and I haven't talked to anybody in so long, and I watched it and I was like, I got to get in there. COVID hit, I heard they're through the grapevine on Facebook, they're like, hey, we're gonna do a soft opening, don't tell nobody, but you're invited. And I was like, I'm showing up. First day they're open, I was there. And I was just grinding jujitsu, grinding, lifting the weights, eating the best I could, getting in the craziest shape I could ever get in. It was amazing. It was awesome. I was preaching the word. Hey guys, we gotta eat right. We gotta lift. We gotta train. We gotta do better. And I went through a slump. I got burnt out. I felt like I was doing too much and I wasn't getting enough credit for all the hard work I was putting in. I was roofing full time, which is crazy. Training full time, I was competing full time, and I just felt like I'm paying my dues, pay me out. Total, maybe it was an ego thing. And I left. I went and moved 2 hours away. That was another relationship with somebody else. I just fell apart. I gained weight. I was in a bad headspace again. And then I just, I'm like, all right, I'm in a bad headspace. I tried to get away to get a break and just trying to change things up. That didn't work. What am I going to do? Started training jiu-jitsu. Started going to the gym. Started eating right. Trying to work. Trying to just stay positive. Trying to look at the positive. And it's like, man, I didn't need to get away. I shouldn't have never moved. What was the thing? And it was just being impatient. It's just, I need it now. I need it now. We're so caught up in the moment and trying to get everything now. So I moved back, got in incredible shape, started training again, got the highest paying job I could here where I live now, and I lost my best friend. I'm preaching the good word. We got to get in shape. We got to eat. We got to train. Mentality. Lost my best friend. There I go again. Hopped on the bad habit train, drinking, quit training, just spending all my money that I earned at this high paying job. I'm just spending all my money. I'm not saving nothing. I'm tired of it. I'm just making bad habits. They let me go. Now I'm at a place in my life where I was like, damn, I'm at the low. I'm at the low. Got to work my way back up. What are we going to do? Just keep training, keep lifting, get back in jits. Pick my head up, find another job. Let's go. Let's get in car sales. Car sales didn't work because it's 2020. It was 2024 going into 2025. You guys already know what's going on. So, that didn't work out. That didn't pan out. I love sales. People are always offering me jobs. Hey man, come help me with the roofing gig and give me some sales. So my entrepreneur, I'm like, I can sell cars on the side. I can help with the roof sales on the side. I can flip stuff on the side. I can get this other job over here. I can keep training. I'm eating right, getting back into jits. And I don't have to be a competitor. You don't have to be a world champ. But as long as you find something that puts you in a good mentality, like a good headspace. I train twice a week now instead of every single day. I weight train 3 times a week. Everything's in moderation. I'm eating as best as I could, but I still eat whatever I want. I eat in a calorie deficit. So that allows me to eat whatever I want. And right now, life is good, and it's all just comes down to one thing: staying consistent. That's it. That's it. If you can just find the moderation in things that are going to help you become a better person, stay consistent.